Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy mania is real out here in the Bay Area. And the Niners have a chance to do some special things in the NFC. It's wide open with the Philadelphia Eagles, of course. Brock Purdy, what was your impressions of him last week? And is he a guy who can say, you know what, Kyle? Stay off the field. I'm taking this. Is that who he is?
I did his first start at Iowa State. He didn't still like he was recruited by Matt Campbell at Iowa State, and he's from Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona, I think. And he was a big time recruit, and he didn't start him right away. Like he could have, but he just felt like let them see some college games. Let them see the conference, the Big 12 conference. Let them see a little bit from the sidelines, and there'll be the right time. So I don't know. I just happened to be doing a game. I think they were playing TCU or Kansas, whoever. And he went out there. He balled out. He started 47 games. Like Kenny Pickett started 49 games. Mm-hmm. Desmond Ridder started 51 games. Mm-hmm. Like I just think guys that play a lot in college have a head up if they have talent.
For sure.
Like you've just seen so much, and you've been in big games, you've been on the road. So when Brock Purdy came in last week, there's a checklist, okay? Can he handle the blitz? So they started, there's Javon Holland at the line of scrimmage coming at him. There's Jalen Phillips just clocking him as he's making a throw over the middle to Kittle. Like I went through a checklist of things. Could he escape pressure? Could he keep his eyes up down the field and make the throw? Could he throw the ball over the middle to Debo with no fear? Like even the interception by Xavier Howard, it's a good throw. I'm putting it up there for my receiver to go get it. Xavier made an unbelievable play. He's capable of doing it, not many corners are. But he came right back to next series without any sort of worry about it. The touchdown throw to Christian McCaffrey on the 3-yard line is an option route where McCaffrey could sit down, he could angle it to a Texas route. He has a lot of options right there. And I'm like, can Brock Purdy see it the way McCaffrey's seeing it? Because you can make mistakes the way Carr did last night.
Right.
If you read it wrong. He didn't. He read it right. And so I don't know how he did that. And I know it's one game, and you can't get super excited. You just have to okay, let's back it up. Let's stack it this week against a really good Tampa defense with a great defensive head coach in Todd Bowles. But everything that you want to see, you saw last week, and against a good defense, a talented defense, and you saw it. And he's just the way that. There's a lot of pre-snap stuff you got to do. You got to get guys lined up. There's motion. You got to kick your heel. You got to get the snap. All that stuff looked natural to him. Now, I know all the players came out and said, well, he carved up the defense. And, all right, I mean, that's what you hope Fred Warner says.
Right.
You hope he just says all that stuff. Because that's what he should say.
Right.
You got to support the guy. But, nothing, he just looked natural to me at this point.
Wow.
And so, you should be excited. But I like to say, well, he's going to go take a team to a Super Bowl. I can't say that. I don't know what he's going to be like on the road, and if they got to go to Dallas or whatever they got. I don't know.
So let's stop right here then. Let's just compare that performance you saw on Sunday against the Dolphins to any one that you've seen from Jimmy Garoppolo this year. How would you compare the two?
I thought it was as good as what Jimmy has done in any game.
Okay.
And in some ways, he kind of reminds you of Jimmy because he's a pure pocket quarterback. But, Jimmy could get out of harm's way. I think Jimmy, just because he trusts his release in his arm, and he does have a snap release. Not many guys have that. Romo had it. I compared it to Romo as soon as I saw him play. But, I thought Jimmy wouldn't move. I thought he needed better movement in the pocket to avoid big hits and to extend a play another second. There's another level of pocket presence that you can have.
I agree.
With being an athlete that isn't just going to run away from people. And Brock's not going to do that either. But I feel like he's got that presence about him in the pocket where he can feel things without looking at things. He can keep his eyes down the field. So, he looked as I don't think Jimmy could have played better than he played.
Okay.
If he stayed in there the whole game.
Now, what about if you just because me and B are rooting for him? What about Trey Lance? Have you seen more from Brock Purdy in the one game than maybe you have in any of the Trey Lance moments?
Well, we saw the I don't want to call it hero ball from Trey, but he's got this he's got this arm that could just push the ball down the field.
Yeah.
You saw even in preseason when when some of the other guys were here when he played last year as a rookie. You saw the arm strength, which, okay. And you saw the ability to pull the ball down and run, which all these guys are getting hurt. I mean, so like, why do you want to put your quarterback in that position? Right. Like you can win games, but Lamar's out right now. You see the hit that he took last week.
Yeah.
Like that's probably, we saw it from Mike Vick. Like you just can't do that to quarterbacks. No. Like they're going to get hit enough as it is. So, I want a guy that can just beat you with their release and with their ability to go through progressions. And he went through progressions last week. I saw him go right to left. Now, this week will be a different week. They're going to have pressure up the middle. Devin White's going to be coming right at him because he's a great blitzer and he's a big guy who's fast and he can just close distances quickly. So you're going to see blitzes and pressures coming at him because most guys can beat guys off the edge. They can't beat pressure up the middle. Vita Vea.
So the person who says that they've seen more from Brock Purdy than Trey Lance, your response to them would be?
Well, I don't know if that's fair. I mean, to play 3.5 quarters and to say that you've seen already more than Trey. But I would say that he's as good as anything that if I put a highlight reel of Trey Lance together, over, I don't know how many starts it is, 3 starts.
Yeah.
And I put it up against Brock Purdy, you could go, yes, he's every bit that Trey was. In 3 starts.
Interesting. Real quick, let's take a call. Adam and SF, ask Baldy anything. Then we're going to do shameless shout-outs at 7:45. Shameless shout-outs 7:45. Line them up, 888-957-9570. Adam in the city. What's happening? Good morning. You're on the roast. Ask Baldy anything. What you got?
Good morning, guys. Happy Friday, and Baldy, welcome to the Bay Area.
Thank you.
Love to have
Happy to be here, man.
Quick question. So 2 quick questions. What are your thoughts on Jordan Mason? Because what I see is like a physical runner, good vision. I think he kind of looks like a baby Marshawn. Love to have him as a compliment to McCaffrey. And then lastly, kind of just like what you're talking about with Brock, if the defense can stay healthy, is the defense good enough to lead this team to a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy at quarterback?
Well, Jordan Mason first. I mean, he's a big back. Can any back stay healthy in San Francisco? Like, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. I mean, I don't know. Like Elijah Mitchell, every single guy.
Why is that exclusive to the Niners?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just I don't know because they're running normal plays.
Yeah,
it's not like
Matt Breida, Tevin Coleman,
Mostert. I just remember starting in San Francisco. Like San Francisco played Philly week 2 last year.
Yeah,
like they lost every running back.
It was a body bag game.
It's ridiculous. They lost 3 running backs. Like you draft these guys, and Trey Sermon got hurt in that game. Remember, he's in Philadelphia now. But I don't know what it is. Like I got to see if McCaffrey can stay healthy. That's always been, something that has traveled with him going back to Stanford. So we got to see if he can. But that's the only question right now. But Elijah Mitchell looks really special to me. He just does. Like his power is real. His just his violent cuts that he has, and the ability to just see the opening, the way McCaffrey saw that opening last week on that 30-yard dash to really close out the game. That's elite. And you need that in this offense because that's what it's based on.
That's elite. Wow.
Brian Baldinger here with us all morning long.